people in Europe. Countries are witnessing a surge in COVID-19 cases and are now considering strict lockdowns to control the spread. Weeks before the Christmas holidays, the Netherlands and Italy have said that they are going to follow Germany into strict lockdowns during the holiday period. The move comes as several European countries are weighing similar measures to avoid a fresh surge in coronavirus infections over Christmas and New Year. In the Netherlands, the Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has said that non-essential shops and businesses, gyms, museums, cinemas and theatres will close for 5 weeks after the country's 7-day new case average rose by over 40%.
Het coronavirus grijpt nog sneller om zich heen dan waar we vorige week mee rekenden. En daarom gaat Nederland voor een periode van in ieder geval 5 weken in lockdown. Nederland gaat op slot. Dat betekent dat we alle plekken sluiten waar mensen in groepen samenkomen. Met een paar uitzonderingen die nodig zijn om de samenleving te laten draaien of kwetsbare mensen te beschermen.
In Italy, authorities are considering a more stringent nationwide lockdown during Christmas and New Year holidays. This comes after the country grows concern over a possible spike of infection in January. On Saturday, Italy overtook Britain as the European nation with the highest death toll, with a total of 64,520 COVID-19 fatalities. Almost 1 in 30 Italians have been infected since February, when Italy became the first Western country hit by the pandemic. Last month, Rome eased COVID restrictions, and that brought most people out to shop for Christmas, heightening concerns about a possible surge. Germany has announced a strict lockdown over Christmas starting Wednesday. People rushed to finish their Christmas shopping in Berlin after the announcement was made. And so Chancellor Angela Merkel and state leaders agreed to shut most stores until at least January 10th to reverse a tide of COVID-19 infections. Let's quickly go across to Stephanie Vandenberg, who's the editor-in-chief at International Justice Tribunal, and she's joining us live from The Hague with more details. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining our broadcast today. Now, how different will be this year's Christmas in the Netherlands as a result of stricter lockdowns? And not just the Netherlands, but also Italy and the Czech Republic. These are all countries that are following suit after Germany.
Well, in the Netherlands, Christmas will look very different. It's not for the Netherlands a big gift-giving holiday, but Christmas is traditionally the time for Christmas dinner with the family. And now the cabinet has restricted the number of people from outside households to come into your household to 2 adults. So that means that for a lot of families who have more than 2 children, and lots of grandchildren, it's going to be complicated to have one big Christmas dinner with the whole family. So that is going to be a big change from normal. And I think people are kind of already planning for that. I saw on social media that people are planning onesie Christmases, Zoom Christmases, doing all kinds of things online with grandma and grandpa just to not get the whole family together and infect people.
Right, absolutely. With festivities now shifting online, that's going to be something which is expected. Stephanie, with businesses bound to take a hit during the festive season, is the Dutch government providing sufficient measures?
Yes, I mean they are giving measures to help supplement the salary of people that cannot go to work and to help shops. It's always a bit of a question of if shops can manage, because it's not the full 100% of what they would normally make. And obviously, as this end of year Christmas festivity period is when lots of people are buying gifts and food and things. So businesses will definitely see their income slow down. But the Dutch government has a plan in place where people probably will not have to go under just from this lockdown. So there are measures in place.
Right. Stephanie, European nations like Germany, Italy, UK, the Netherlands and the Czech Republic, as I just mentioned, are all resorting to stricter lockdowns. At the same time, most countries are expecting the vaccines to start arriving by the end of this year or even early next year. But will vaccines mean the end of lockdowns? What do government authorities and experts have to say?
Well, in the Netherlands specifically, I can't speak as to the other countries. They do expect the vaccines to come, but they don't immediately have enough to vaccinate the entire population. Even if the European Medicine Agency approves the vaccine in the Netherlands, it's expected not until January. And then in the beginning, I think we'll only have 500,000 doses for 17 million people. So the first doses are supposed to go to people in care homes and their helpers, then people in the health service, and there's a whole kind of thing where it trickles down. So it will take a while, even for the Netherlands, who's been kind of on time and bought a lot of vaccines and has a lot of money to spend on those kind of provisions. It's just the fact that they can manufacture the vaccines fast enough to get all the amount you would need to inoculate an entire population of 17 million people. So I think they said that it would be up until the summer there will be measures. Of course, you can ease them down gradually, but they're expecting it to be at least until the summer that we would have still restriction.
Right. Be it travelers or even school-going children, what segments of the population will be hit the hardest by this new lockdown?
I think mostly it will be very difficult for the children, because they had already some months of home education, and it's very hard on young kids to not see their friends at school. And I've noticed that in my own child, so I'm expecting that will be a big difference. But they have put like a good end date to it on the 19th of January. So the question is, will they then really end? And the Netherlands has always insisted that schools are not the problem, that the virus isn't being spread through schools. And one of the reasons now to close the schools was not so much that they were spreading the virus, but that people were not working from home because their kids were going to school, so they didn't have to stay home. And I guess people got tired of working from home. So part of the reason to close the schools now is also to force people to work from home, because they obviously can't leave if they have to take care of their kids as well. So it's a bit of a reason why to shut the schools now, even though the Dutch government has always insisted that they wouldn't need to be shut.
Right, Stephanie. Having said that, I hope and I wish that you and your child are able to make the most of Christmas, or whatever that you have left of.
Thank you very much. We'll definitely.
Thank you for joining our broadcast.